The path of the pandemic in Canada so far. The number of new cases each day on an uneven but unmistakable trend upward. A total now of more than 12,500. Deaths increased by nearly 50 today, surpassing 200. But Ontario's modeling data suggests without action it could get so much worse. Officials stressing that modeling is not an exact science. As Chris Glover explains, the future is still unpredictable, and crucially, what happens next is up to us.
In the scary new world of COVID-19, this is what constitutes good news.
I think we could reduce the death toll in Ontario to somewhere between 3,000 and 15,000.
Ontario officials estimate thousands will die from the virus, but the projection without any physical distancing measures would be 100,000 Ontarians dead.
These will be shocking figures, but the important thing to stress again is that effective actions have been put in place.
For me, this is really affirmation that what we've been doing has been working.
Doctors are encouraged, but say don't let your guard down.
All the gains that we've made up until now in the last 2 weeks could be erased in a matter of 3 or 4 days if we stop doing what we're doing.
Even with what we're doing, the virus could kill as many as 1,600 people in Ontario by month's end. But if physical distancing measures are enhanced and followed, that could be limited to 200 people.
The reality is, the early chapters of our story have already been written.
67 people in Ontario have died from the virus, a fact that wasn't stark enough to keep some people home. So Ontario's Premier released today's information.
There are 1,600 people out there who need us to do everything we can in the next 30 days to help save them.
Ontario is the first province to release projected death counts. Still, this epidemiologist was hoping to see an estimate of when the peak would hit.
I expected a bit more nuance to be presented, but I gather this was an opportunity to communicate to the public, not necessarily to communicate to scientists.
Officials hoping the shock of this modeling is enough to keep this scary new world a little less scary. Chris Glover, CBC News, Toronto.